My name is Devin Cook, a luxury realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and today I'm going to give you a bit of a market update on the entire DFW Metroplex because there's a lot that's been going on, and I've gotten a lot of questions from some of my clients asking about the current state of the real estate market here in DFW. So we're going to dive right into the MLS, and I'm going to show you the hard numbers of what is actually happening right now in the real estate market as of August 3rd when I'm filming this video. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what we're looking at so you know what data I'm talking about. And we're looking right here at the entire MLS and the entire price range of every single home that hits the MLS. We're looking at all property types, we're looking at all the bedrooms and all construction types, resale, as well as new homes as well. And then we're gonna look at all the sizes and all the years. And in future videos that I have planned, I'm gonna break down some more specific criteria, some more specific neighborhoods and cities within DFW. But right now, we're just gonna look at the Metroplex as a whole and all of the properties in it. So the first thing that we wanna look at is the sales price of the homes. If you look at here, this is gonna be the median or the average sales price for homes. And you can see right here, May of 2022, we were right at $400,000 as the average sales price here in North Texas. And then June, we also saw that $400,000 mark, but then we just got the data from July as it just finished. We actually rotated downwards just about 3% or so to $388,000. Now, this is why this is big news. As you've probably seen over the last couple of years, the real estate market has been pretty much like a rocket ship trying to get to the moon and beyond. It's just been going up and up. And so whenever we see a little hiccup like this where the market is actually going down, it causes a lot of people to panic because they think that the floor is falling out from under them and that maybe the house value that they just bought is gonna plummet. And when we look at this 5-year chart for sales prices in North Texas, you can see January 2017, $220,000 as the average sales price. So we're almost double that. But you can really see where we took off, which was right here around 2020. At the start of 2020, we saw this dip right here. People were worried and kind of starting to freak out, but ever since the start of 2020, really, we have just been going up and up like a rocket ship to where we're at now, $388,000. So when you see on the news and read reports that the real estate market is going to crash, right now we're only seeing this 3% reduction in total sales price across North Texas. Now, when we look at the original list price for properties, we are going to see that decrease as well. June and July, we were sitting around $425,000 as the median list price, but now we're seeing that come down to about $407,000. That's a reduction of about 5% in the list price of the average home. And so if you've been watching home prices online, you may have seen over the last couple of months that home prices have been coming down, and the average is about 5%. And so if you've been seeing that and you're noticing that in your neighborhood and in your area, that is actually what's happening. Now, one of the other indicators that's interesting to look at is the amount of homes for sale or the new listings that are coming on the market. And when you look at the 5-year graph, you can see that we had this peak in 2019 of about 44,000 homes on the market across North Texas. And at the start of the year, February, we had just shy of 11,000 homes. But ever since then, we've been trending upwards, and now we just hit about 26,000 homes on the market. Now, this number might have a lot of people scared because if you're seeing home prices coming down and you're seeing a lot more homes come on the market, then what is that going to do for supply and demand? Well, if you know even basic economics, if there's more supply than there is demand, then the prices are going to come down. And so that has a lot of people worried that the real estate market is going to crash and it's going to be another 2008 all over again. But let me give you some context. If you go over to this chart and you look at the days on market average for homes that are available for sale, you're going to see that as of July, homes were sitting for just 10 days on average before selling. And to put that into perspective, homes are selling about 4 times faster than they were in January of 2020 when they were sitting on the market an average of 42 days. And when you look at the amount of months supply of homes that we have on the market, you can look at this graph and you can see that we're sitting at about 2.5 months supply of homes on the market. Back in 2020, 2019, we were sitting around 4.5 months supply. Now, do remember that 6 months supply is considered an even market. Same advantage to the buyers as well as the sellers. So even here in 2019 at 4.5 months supply, we were in a seller's market, but it just wasn't an extreme seller's market. But ever since then, we've just been going down, and we saw in 2021 and 2022 an average of about 1 month on the market. That means that we're rotating supply, or we're rotating inventory every 1 month, meaning that if right now homes stopped being listed for sale on the market, 1 month from now, you would go online and there would be 0 homes available for sale because they would have already sold. Now, 1 month supply is a very extreme seller's market. So when we see that we're going up like this, you can see right here on this chart, and we're coming over here to 2.5 months supply of homes on the market, we're still in a seller's market. Keep that in mind. You're still gonna see multiple offers, and you're still gonna see in some very desired areas homes going over list price. But the difference is back in the start of 2022, we were seeing, maybe 20 offers on a really desirable home, versus now we're maybe seeing 5 or so offers on a home. And so yes, things are cooling down, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be able to just go lowball a brand new listing that just came on the market. We're still seeing that sellers have a strong advantage, but we are seeing that scale tip just a little bit more to the buyers again. So that's the current state of the market here in DFW. We are seeing a slight reduction in sales price, and we're seeing more homes come on the market. But what does that overall mean for the health of the real estate market? In my opinion, and keep in mind that I very well could be wrong, but I do not anticipate us seeing a real estate crash like we saw in 2008. To be very simplistic, the 2008 market crash was caused by the housing market because of all of the bad loans, the ninja loans, and everything that was going around, like predatory lending, and the entire market was just basically propped up on these bad mortgages. I personally think that we're in a situation that's a lot more like the late 70s, 1978, 1979, where we saw very high commodities prices, we saw very high energy costs, we saw high interest rates when it comes to your mortgages and other interest rates, but at the same time, we saw an increase in home values. And we didn't see some massive real estate crash in the late 1970s like we did in 2008. I think that the economy is looking a lot more like it did 40 years ago rather than it did 15 years ago. So those are just my thoughts and opinions. I very well could be wrong, but let me know your thoughts and opinions down below.